Well, hello fishing friends, and if you're new here, welcome. Well, today we're going to start doing the saltwater epics, and we're going to start on location 16. Now, I've already finished catching all the fish on location 16. I'm doing my intro video, and let me tell you what, that one took me 3 days to catch all of those. I did a little bit at a time. I didn't spend too much time on it. I did about 2.5 hours, roughly 2.5 hours to catch them all. I did catch some of them multiple times, so I got them all in the video, but it was pretty difficult, and they were not following the lures at all. I was catching fish that are supposed to be on the bottom, or on the top. I was catching them on the bottom. Fish that are supposed to be caught only on a lure or only like a lure, I was catching them on live bait. So yeah, it was interesting, but I did end up catching them all. And it was a good informative video, so hopefully you enjoy it, and if you do, make sure you give me a thumbs up like that, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so already, and let's get started on the video. Okay, here we are on location 16, and let's pull up our fish here. And for the epics, we have the rock Greenling right there. It swims on the bottom. It's got live baits of krill and shiner, and a metal jig for a lure. The Starry Flounder only has the metal jig, also is on the bottom depths. And the Cabezon, I don't know how you say that, but Cabezon, something like that, swims on the top. For live baits, you have a worm and a crawfish and crankbait for a lure. So that one I will probably use the crankbait on the top. And these other two, I'm going to use the metal jig on the bottom, just because I can go for both of them at the same time. Plus there's a lot that are using the krill and the shiner, so metal jig's pretty common as well, but I'll be fishing that on the bottom, trying to get 2 of those, so twice the chances of getting fish. Alright, so let's get my lure on there and get my metal jig right there, metal jig A, casting rod A, casting reel A, and let's do some fishing. Oh, let's switch to expert first and then do some fishing. Alright, so we're going to be fishing on the bottom. So I'm going to cast out as far as possible. I'm going to wait for it to hit the bottom. It hit the bottom. Now I'm going to start reeling in. And I'm going to go fast at first. And then I'm going to just do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And that'll get off the bottom. And it'll get it between the bottom and the mid there. You could also let it hit the bottom, count it out, and then let it go down again, and then count 1 less. So if you had like a 5 count, as it's dropping down, you would count to 4. Alrighty, well, kelp greenling. Be catching a lot of those probably. Alrighty, I'm going to cast out and do a few more casts. I'm just going to work my way across here, and I'll bring you back when I get it on the line. Ooh, there we go. Oh, I got some more bubbles right over there too. So if this doesn't get it, I'll cast towards those bubbles. Just gotta remember it's about right there. Oh, yeah, looks like we got one. Got the first one. Awesome. Cabezon. And actually that one was crankbait. Crankbait and crawfish and worm. And I caught it on a metal jig. So we still got the Starry Flounder and the rock Greenling to catch. So looks like you can catch that on the crankbait and the metal jig. So cool. And actually I think the first one I ever caught was also on the metal jig when I was trying to catch these two. So metal jig seems to work pretty good for that Cabezon as well. Alright, so those other bubbles were right over there. There we go. Just reeling the crankbait in fast. Taking off on us. Yeah, let's see what we got when it jumps. If it jumps. Might be too close to jump. Oh, there he is. We caught it on the crankbait and the metal jig. There we go. Keep him. There we go. Red line. See what we got. Been fishing this one for a long time. These epics on this location are not easy. Another one. So I've caught this one twice now on the metal jig and once on a crankbait. Interesting, because the fish thing says that it is mid to top, but yet I caught it at bubbles. So, I think I'm going to switch to float fishing. Use the shiner. Actually, let's use the krill. Why not? Just be... I'm going to fish the bottom. I'm going to actually switch to the light up. I'll do the light up. That way I can see it. There we go. The bubbles are going after it. Let's see what we got. Can't quite tell what that is. Oh, soul. Oh, Starry Flounder. Alright. So far I'm catching all of these epics on the wrong lure and the wrong bait. They are not matching up at all. So yeah, the Starry Flounder. So I've caught the Cabezon off of the metal jig, and I've caught the Starry Flounder off of a krill. So I switched the krill, hoping to catch the rock greenling. Yeah, because I wasn't doing very good with the metal jig on anything, so except for the Cabezon, which doesn't use the metal jig. So, all right, well, let's go after the rock greenling. There's some more bubbles out there. Oh, need to cast a little harder than that. Bring it up to the bubbles and see what we get. Anything? Yep, we got a red line. Let's see what we got. There's some more bubbles over there too. Small splash. And a shark. That was probably my epic. After an hour and a half. I thought I seen some bubbles over here too. I have to go after that one. People are saying that they're not catching very many sharks anymore. I'm not wanting to catch sharks right now. Guess I haven't been fishing for sharks, so I don't know how much the rates have dropped since the recent update. I've heard they've dropped a lot. Apparently the fish buffet isn't working as well as it was. Still working, just not as good as it was. Probably still the best way to fish for sharks if you're looking for sharks. Which I am not right now. I'm looking for these last three, or this last one epic. I'm trying to get these 3 epics. I'll let you go, Mr. Shark. And for those that have not watched my other videos, when I do bait fishing here, I cast out, wait for the bobber to light up. Means that my line is on the bottom, then turn red, so I bring it in. Because when you're fishing for fish that like the bait that you're using, your line will turn red immediately as soon as your line hits the bottom of the water. If you're fishing on the bottom, if you're fishing on the top, it'll almost immediately turn red as soon as you hit the water, actually. Turned red before the light even came on. Another shark. What was that? 2 minutes apart? Maybe? There's a quick red. And some bubbles going after it. Good sign. Small splash. Some medium fish. Shark will probably grab it. Yep. Oh. Can't win. I don't want to catch sharks tonight. Three sharks in 15 minutes. There we go. Fast red line. See if we got it. Hopefully. It's taking off. I'm not sure if this one's supposed to take off or not. Can't remember. If it's a medium fish or a large fish. It'd be nice if it told us in the description if it was large or medium. That way we would know. What to expect. Another Starry Flounder caught on krill. So far I've caught 2 Starry Flounders on krill, not the metal jig. I've caught 3 Cabezon, once on crankbait, just because I caught it on a jig and I wanted to see if I could catch it on a crankbait, so I let it go. And then 2 on the metal jig. And I've still yet to catch the rock Greenling, and I've been using metal jig for an hour, and I've been on the krill for probably close to an hour. So that guy is not wanting to get caught. I'll go ahead and just do a reset here. So I caught a epic. Yeah, we got a red line. Of course, it's a shiner, so using the shiner. Somebody mentioned in the comments that they caught it on a shiner. I think it was Q80 or somebody like that in one of my videos. Mentioned that he caught one on a shiner, so I'll switch to a shiner and see if I can catch it. This location has been tough, that's for sure. That might be it right there. I think his shiner method worked great. Awesome. Well, there we go. finally caught him. I'll let you go. Alright, well, I've caught all of the fish. But I haven't caught them all with the recommended bait. So, I caught the rock greenling on the shiner, so that was recommended. I caught it off the bottom. The starry flounder, I was catching a bunch of those on krill. And the cabezon, I was catching that on the metal jig. So, wasn't catching it. I did catch one on the crankbait. That's because I brought it in on a metal jig, seen what it was, released it, and then I used the crankbait to see if it would grab it. And it did. It grabbed it really quickly on the crankbait. So it still would work. So it looks like on this one you could use the metal jig and the crankbait and have no problems catching it. Like I said, starry flounder, I didn't catch any on a metal jig, I don't think. And I caught some on the krill. And that one, I wasn't catching anything on the krill or the metal jig. Switched to shiner. I let my bobber drift across and caught it right away. So there you go. We got location 16 done. Not quite that great of a tutorial because they weren't working on all the lures that they recommend. But now you kind of know what you can do to catch these guys. So hopefully this video was informative for you. Good luck going out there and catching these on location 16, and we'll see you on location 17. Thanks. Bye-bye.